It's hot and dusty, and I'm waiting for the nod for us to have a drink of water from our canteens. Last November 1951, we disembarked at the South Korean port of Busan. Prior to this, a CO or commanding officer had inquired via the ministry whether there would be any restrictions for importing live goats. There would not be an issue. To the curious bemusement of the locals at Busan docks, we were led down the gangway by Taffy 9. At that time, our battalion mustered 38 officers and 746 other ranks. I was made aware our battalion would be allotted to the 29th British Infantry Brigade. Also included in this would be the 1st South Wales Borderers and the 1st Royal Welsh Fusiliers. Within 72 hours of disembarking, we were ordered to take over a reserve sector from the 1st Gloucesters, who the previous April had won 2 VCs or Victoria Crosses for their heroic stand on the Imjin River. Our first year spent in Korea resulted in our battalion as a whole not having any opportunity for such heroics. Most of our time when we moved up to the Yongdong was to endure 4 bitter winter months of arduous, if not mostly unrewarding, patrol activity in the weather conditions not unlike from those my father was in the Great War. And in temperatures down to -45 degrees of frost and snow. We lived and slept in bunkers which were under constant shelling and mortaring from the enemy. Daily and nightly fighting or lay-up, i.e. an ambush, patrols and wiring fatigues took up most of our time. All too often, the wily Chinese did not allow us time to rest and also never allowed themselves to get caught. Many a time my section would return and have to say NTR or nothing to report or no contact. However, this was not always the case. On occasion, we did have contact, which resulted in casualties on both sides. The strength of our patrols would vary according to what tasks were required. This would be from having 1 officer and half dozen lads for a short-range recce, or 1 and 25 lads or more as a fighting patrol. This latter, we would be armed with 6 LMGs, Bren guns, besides Dens, number 4s and grenades. We would also have 3 signallers who would be laden with their number 88 wireless sets. Our rations, which each man has been issued and carried, are 2 tins of American issue C7 rations and 2 tins of self-heating soup, together with 6 bars of chocolate and 6 packets of chewing gum. During the heat of the hotter months, the chocolate has a tendency to melt and cover the rest of the rations. It would also induce thirst, so we have boiled sweets as a substitute. In addition, we each carry a field dressing. A supply of morphia tablets is carried by the corp or corporal. While patrolling, our battalion's main operational task throughout the campaign were, and the rare occasions when a large-scale all-arms attack would be undertaken. One of these engagements we started 2 days ago. It was for the night starting the 23rd to the 24th of June 1952. The operation has been aptly named Operation Maindy. Some of the lads were told it has been named after our regimental depot in Cardiff. Our objective was a hill known as Hill 227. During the briefing prior to 0 hour, we were sat down by the CSM, or Company Sergeant Major. He said, the hill is defended by around 140 Chinese in a complex of bunkers. He continued, an assault was done by another unit back in January. This had been repulsed with many casualties. He continued about our great history and to show our mettle. He finished with the words, "Cymru am byth." Our confidence was raised by this. Our company were told we would be supported by sappers, Royal Engineers and 3 batteries of gunners. Following a very heavy barrage, which seemed to last an age, we moved into the line of departure in the early hours just before light yesterday on the 24th. My platoon and another were to move forward with our 3rd in reserve with headquarter company. Our platoon was on the left and the other on the right. Call came around and we moved off. Bayonets fixed, and I put one in the chamber. Initially, we had no contact with the Chinese, so much so that I thought they must have bugged out during the bombardment. However, the further up the hill we walked, we were met by a hail of bullets and grenades. I dived for cover and opened up towards the enemy positions. The dry undergrowth was starting to catch fire, and with the noise of gunfire and the smoke, it was difficult to see and hear the orders that were being bellowed. After a fierce exchange of LMG fire and grenades, we succeeded in capturing one of the first bunkers. Chinese dead lay all around us. During the firefight, our platoon commander was wounded. However, he continued with the action. On securing our position, message came over from the wireless operator. The platoon to the right had cleared 3 bunkers. But on doing so, they'd come under a hail of grenades, which had killed the corporal of the lead section. Suddenly, our section came under tremendous fire and grenades which were being thrown from the trench and bunker system above us. While giving supporting fire, the leading sections from the platoon on the right engaged another bunker. Through the fire and smoke, I saw the platoon leader get hit by burp fire and fall down as he ran. Our platoon leader again got hit, which put him out of action. The platoon sergeant was sat near us in a shell hole. He was with the wireless operator. Suddenly, a huge whistle of a mortar bomb hit them direct, killing both the platoon sergeant and the wireless operator. They were there 1 minute and gone the next. I was horrified. While keeping up constant fire and learning that both platoon commanders were casualties, word came over the wireless that the company commander was moving forward to our position. Under constant fire, he arrived to our position. On orders given, we consolidated the remaining lads from both platoons. We then made a textbook section by section withdrawal back down the hill. This was successfully carried out. Operation Maindy had cost B Company, as of a few hours ago, 2 men killed, 22 wounded, including 2 subalterns. During our early stages of the attack on the hill, our artillery were putting down murderous fire on the Chinese mortars. News just come over that the lad who had been directing the artillery had been killed, with the wireless operator badly wounded. I do not know how many Chinese we have killed, as they have a habit of removing their dead from the field of battle, as did we. In fact, we have managed to bring all our dead and wounded down from the hill. Sant has just said that Major Jackson is going to be given the DSO for the action. I'm tired, hot and thirsty. I cannot believe what we've just been through. Words just come up. Bedfords are on their way and we're going to be moved out.